Now let us see the chapter 3, transportation, the circulatory system. Here all the living organisms need nutrients, gases, liquids, etc. for the growth and the maintenance of the body. As you know, we take the food and also we breathe the oxygen and also we take the water, right? These all things we are taking for the growth and the maintenance of the body. All the organism would need to send this material to all the parts of their body, whether they are unicellular organism or multicellular organism. When you see in the unicellular organism, this may not have to be transported to a long distance, right? As it is a unicellular organism, it is very small and need not to transport to a long distance, while in multicellular form have to be send substance to a longer distance, as far as 100 feet for a tall plant. Here, in lower organisms like amoeba, hydra, etc., all the materials are transported through a simple process like diffusion and osmosis, etc. Here, in the unicellular organism, the unicellular organisms are the organisms which have only single cell. Like example, amoeba and the hydra. The transportation takes place through a process like diffusion and osmosis, as they are very small. In higher animals with trillions of the cells in their body adopt this type of diffusion and osmosis only for the bulk movement of the material takes years. If these higher plants and animals, if they follow these type of diffusion and osmosis for the transportation, it takes years for the transportation. To avoid the delay, here a specialized system that is developed by the organism is called circulatory system. Circulatory system. Why this circulatory system is made? It is made as we eat solid, we drink the liquids, and we breathe gases. These all the three things has to be transported to the each and every part of our body. Now let us see an activity. Whenever have you ever observed a doctor holding the wrist of the patient, looking at his watch for a minute? Whenever you are sick, if you go near the doctor, what the doctor will do? He will hold your hand and he is seeing his watch. What he has been observing, what he is doing, he is checking your pulse rate there. You could also try to find out for yourself what you have to do to count your check the pulse rate. Just you have to keep your index finger and the middle finger on your wrist below the thumb as shown in the figure. If you will hold your left hand and take the right hand index and the middle finger and put on your just below the wrist, your wrist below the thumb, and you can find out the pulse. You feel something pushing your finger rhythmically up and down. What you will feel when you will keep your index finger and the middle finger just below the wrist of the thumb? Then you will hear that something is pushing up and down rhythmically. Now let us count the rhythm, which is called pulse. What is that rhythm? The rhythm is called pulse, which is moving your fingers up and down. That is the pulse. Now here the pulse rate. Here we see that pulse rate varies from person to person and situation to situation. Here the pulse rate is not constant for all persons. It may change from person to person and also from situation to the situation. So it is not constant. When you are afraid and are excited, the pulse rate goes up. Whenever you are afraid, your heartbeat will increase. This changes your pulse rate. And in the other way as well, such as climbing states, running, etc. Right? There is a relationship between the pulse rate and the beat of your heart. Right? Here there is a direct connection between the pulse rate and the heartbeat. Do you know here now newborn children's? Now newborn children's from 0 to 3 months, the heartbeat is 100 to 150, whereas in infants 3 to 6 months it is 90 to 120. How much it is? Children, 90 to 120. In 3 to 6 months children, it is 90 to 120. In infants 6 months to 12 months, It is 80 to 120. In 6 months to 12 month children, it is how much? It is 80 to 120. The children from 1 to 10 years, it is 1 to 10 years. Now 70 to 130. The children who is above the 1 year to 10 years, it is 70 to 130. Here children over 10 years and the adult including senior citizen, the heartbeat is 60 to 100. The heartbeat is 60 to 100. Here when you see the well trained adult athlete, the heartbeat is 40 to 60. The heartbeat is 40 to 60. In well trained adult athlete, it is 40 to 60. Do you know, before the stethoscope was discovered, how the doctor used to check the heartbeat of the patient? Do you know, children? Right. Doctor used to hear heartbeat by keeping the ear on the chest of the patient. What the doctor used to do? Doctor used to keep the ear on the chest of the patient to hear the heartbeat of the patient. Here then what happened? Who have discovered the stethoscope then? In the year 1860, Rene Laennec, he is the scientist. In 1860, Rene Laennec discovered the stethoscope. First, Rene Laennec found that paper tube helps to hear the heartbeat perfectly. What he has prepared? He has prepared a paper tube, and he found that it helped to hear the heartbeat perfectly. Then he used a bamboo instead of paper tube. He heard the heartbeat perfectly. Then Laennec called it a stethoscope. Then here who discovered stethoscope, children? Rene Laennec. First what he used? He used paper tube. Then what he used? Bamboo instead of paper tube. Then he called it a stethoscope. Right, children? Here whenever you draw a graph between the pulse rate and the heartbeat, if you draw a graph, what your conclusion will be? Then here, as we said, there is a direct connection between the pulse rate and the heartbeat. Then the graph for pulse rate and the heartbeat will be almost all equal, and it will be same, right? The relationship is, as the heartbeat increases, pulse rate increases. As the heart rate decreases, the pulse rate decreases, right? Now try to understand the structure and the method of working of these vital organ. What is that vital organ? The heart. It is the beat of the heart which keeps us alive. The heart is located in between the lungs and protected by the rib cage. Here here heart is located between the lungs and protected by the rib cage, and the heart is slightly tilted towards the left. What is the size of your heart then? The size of your heart is approximately the size of your fist. When you close your hand, the size of your fist is equal to the size of your heart. Now let us see, what is the shape of the heart then? What is the shape, children? What is the shape? The shape of the heart is pear shaped, and the structure is pear shaped and the triangular in outline. How it is? Triangular in outline and wider at the anterior end and narrow at the posterior side. Here whenever you see heart is pear shaped, as we are saying pear shaped, it is somewhat triangular in outline and wider at the anterior and the narrow at the posterior end. Here the heart is covered with two layered membrane. This is called pericardial membrane, right? Here the heart is covered with two layers, that is called pericardial membrane. Here the space between these two layers is filled with the fluid, that is called pericardial fluid. What is the function of the pericardial fluid here then? Which protects the heart from the shocks. Here it protects the heart from the shocks. Now the heart is divided into four parts externally by grooves. Right, two upper parts are called atrium and the lower one are called ventricles. Here the blood vessels are found in the walls of the heart, are called coronary vessels. What is the function of the coronary vessels then? It supplies blood to the muscles of the heart. Which muscles supply the blood to the heart, children? Coronary vessels. The walls of the ventricles are relatively thick than the atrial wall. Here when you see the walls of the ventricles are relatively thick compared to the atrial wall. In our observation, we found that heart has four chambers. Right here, outer appearance has been seen. Now, internally, the heart has been divided into four chambers. Here, the left side, two chambers, and the right side, we have two chambers. The left side, we have left atrium and the left ventricle, and the anterior one are left atrium and the posterior one is left ventricle. When you see on the right side also two chambers are present. Upper one it is right atrium and the lower one posterior one are left right ventricle. Here the left atrium and the ventricle are smaller. Right left atrium and the left ventricle are smaller when compared to that of the right atrium and the ventricle. Here the right portion is the right side two chambers are relatively bigger than the left atrium and the left ventricle. Here now you see how many blood vessels are attached to the heart now. What are the blood vessels attached? Now you are clear with the heart chamber. It has four chambers. You see upper two chambers are atrium and the lower two chambers are ventricle, and the right side right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle, right. The arteries are the blood vessels which originated from the heart. Here all the arteries are arises from the heart and supply blood to the various organs in the body. Here they have thick wall. The walls of the arteries are thick. The largest aorta artery is aorta. The relative smaller one is pulmonary artery. Here the largest artery is aorta and the smaller one is pulmonary artery, which carry blood from the heart to the lungs. Here the two arteries are there. The arteries originated from the heart and supply blood to the various organs in the body. Now here the walls of the arteries are thick and the largest artery is aorta and the smaller one is pulmonary artery, which carries blood from the heart to the lungs. The veins. Now let us see the veins. The veins are the blood vessels which bring blood from all body parts to the heart. Here, what is the function of the veins? As we see, arteries are carrying blood from the heart. Now, here the veins are the blood vessels which are bringing blood from all the body parts to the heart. Then the opposite of the arteries does the vein. The veins have relatively thinner wall. When you see the arteries, they have thick wall. When you see the veins, they have relatively thinner walls. The veins which is at the anterior end of the right side of the heart is superior vena cava. Here the veins which is present at the anterior end of the right side of the heart is superior vena cava. Then what is the function of superior vena cava? Which collect blood from the anterior part of the body. Then the vein which brings blood from the posterior part of the body is inferior vena cava. Now the posterior one is called inferior vena cava. The what is the function? Then it brings blood from the posterior part of the body. Here the two atrias and the two ventricles are separated from each other by a muscular partition called septa. Here whenever they ask what is a septa, here the septa is nothing but the partition. Here two auricles and the two ventricles are separated by the muscular partition, that is called septa. The opening between the atrium and the ventricles are guarded by the walls. Here the walls present in the right auricular-ventricular septa between the right atrium and the right ventricle is referred to as tricuspid wall. Here the wine name came tricuspid wall. They have three cusps. That's why it is called tricuspid wall. The wall present on the left auricular-ventricular septum between the left atrium and the left ventricle is referred as bicuspid wall. It has other name called mitral wall. It has only two cusps. That's why it is called bicuspid wall. And the other name for the bicuspid wall is mitral wall. A major blood vessel that originated from the right ventricle is a pulmonary aorta. You see on the right side, right ventricle, and blood vessels originate, that is pulmonary aorta. The wall present at the region of pulmonary aorta are called pulmonary wall. A major blood vessel originated from the left ventricle is systemic aorta. Systemic aorta, and the wall present at the region of systemic aorta are called systemic wall. Here overall four walls are present, that is tricuspid wall, left auricular ventricular septa location. Right, where is bicuspid wall? It is present at the right. Right, tricuspid wall is present at the right auricular ventricular septa. When has bicuspid wall, left auricular ventricular septa. When you see the left ventricle, here you will see the right ventricle, you will see the pulmonary aorta, and the left ventricle you see the systemic aorta has systemic wall. Right, here in the right atrium we have observed the opening. Here total circulation of the blood you can see here. In the right atrium we can observe the opening of superior and inferior vena cava. In the left atrium we can observe the opening of pulmonary veins that bring blood from lungs. Here you see right atrium, we can see the openings of superior and inferior vena cava which bring deoxygenated blood from the upper and the lower part of the body. In the left atrium, we can observe the opening of pulmonary veins that bring blood from the lungs, the oxygenated blood from the lungs. From the upper part of the left ventricle, a thick blood vessel called aorta arises. It supplies oxygenated blood to the body parts. As I said, the left atrium has got the oxygenated blood. Whenever the left atrium fills, it contracts and the blood from the left atrium moves into the left ventricle, and whenever the left ventricle is filled, it contracts and supply blood to the a large artery called aorta that is arise from the left ventricle and supply to the oxygen blood to the body parts. From the upper part of the right ventricle, pulmonary artery arises that supply deoxygenated blood to the lungs. As right atrium is receiving the deoxygenated blood from the superior and inferior vena cava, and whenever the right atrium is filled with the deoxygenated blood, it contracts and the blood flows into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, this deoxygenated blood is passed from the pulmonary artery to the lungs. Here, after careful examination, we see the pulmonary artery and the aorta are having the walls, as we discussed pulmonary wall and the systemic wall. Right. Now let us revise the topic circulation. The vessels that carries the blood away from the heart. Which vessels carry the blood away from the heart? Think and answer. The answer is arteries. The vessel that carries the blood back towards the heart. The vessel that carries the blood back to the heart. The options are arteries and the veins, and the option is, tell me, which blood vessels carry the blood back to the heart? Veins. Now see, the organ that pumps the blood throughout the body. Which organ pumps the blood? Right, the answer is heart. The upper chamber of the heart are, the upper chambers of the heart are, what it is? Atrium. Now let us see. Dash and dash work together to get oxygen to all body parts. The which system is working together here? When you see the heart, here circulatory system and the respiratory system works together to get oxygen to all parts of the body. The second blank, the circulatory system consists of dash and dash. What the circulatory system consists of? It consists of blood, blood, blood vessels and heart, right? You will study in the circulatory system about heart, then you will study about the blood and the blood vessels. The third one, the walls of the veins are dashed than the walls of the arteries. How the walls of the veins are thinner, how the walls of arteries thicker. The fourth blank, the heart has dash chambers. How many chambers the heart have? Answer the children, right? Answer in the comment box. The heart has 4 chambers. The upper chambers are called, you write in the comment box. Upper 2 chambers are atrium and the lower chambers are called ventricles. Right, upper 2 chambers are called atrium and the lower 2 chambers are called ventricle. The blood flows from the atrium to the ventricle through the, here from the atrium blood is flowing to the ventricle through the valves. You know that valves, tricuspid and the bicuspid valves. Now let us see. Name the largest artery in the body. Which is the largest artery? That is aorta. It supply oxygenated blood. What is the name of the tiny blood vessels that connect the veins and the arteries and allow the oxygen and nutrient to pass through? The smallest blood vessels is capillaries, right? The vein that bring the deoxygenated blood from the body into the heart are, which veins are bringing the deoxygenated blood to the heart? Here you have already studied, that is superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. The blood vessels that carry blood to and from the lungs are the, here the blood vessels that carry blood to and from the lungs, that is pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. Where does the blood pick up oxygen? The blood pick up the oxygen from lungs. The main organ of the circulatory system and the hardest working muscles in the body is, then the main organ of circulatory system is definitely it is heart. I think children, what happened to your heart rate as you continue to exercise? What will happen when you do exercise? The heartbeat will increase. Why do the heart work harder when you exercise? Then what is the reason of increase in the heartbeat? Here the heart increase the heartbeat to provide oxygen to your cells and the muscles as you work hard. As your heart works harder, what happens to your breathing rate? What will happen? Heartbeat increases, then breathing rate also increases. The list 3 things you can do to keep your heart healthy. First thing, you have to do exercise, then you have to take your diet properly and don't smoke and don't be overweighted. Right, this revision, if you like it, subscribe. Then here if you want it, you can revise it. Thank you.